Hey, how are you? So listen, today, as you can see, I got my Cypress Hills Brooklyn t-shirt on. So what I'd like to do today is talk to you about what it was like growing up as a kid in Cypress Hills, Brooklyn. You want to hear about it? Hang in there because here we go right now.
Zombie apocalypse.
Hey, how you doing? Good to see you again and welcome back to the show. Thanks for stopping by. And as always, hope this find everybody safe, healthy, and in good spirits. And remember, if you're new here, definitely hit that subscribe button, hit that bell icon. This way you know next time I come out with a video, and a thumbs up always helps. I appreciate that. So today I want to talk a little bit about me when I was growing up as a kid in Cypress Hills, Brooklyn. It was a different world back then. It was awesome. Man, I loved it. And childhood memories, nothing like them. I'll tell you, it's crazy. I was born in, like I said, in Cypress Hills, Brooklyn, in Wyckoff Hospital, and I actually lived on Nichols Avenue, a couple houses off of Jamaica. But it seemed back then everybody knew everybody. For like, as far as you can imagine. I mean, I knew the kids from our neighborhood. We knew people from like Eldritch Lane all the way down to Highland Park, from Jamaica Avenue across Atlantic Avenue, where actually Nichols Avenue turned into Sheridan Avenue, from Woodhaven, from freaking Ozone Park, City Line. It's like you just knew everybody, which was great because you had friends all over the place and there was different things happening. And block parties. I don't know if a lot of people, heard of block parties before, but block parties were big back then. Every summer, every block had a block party. And what actually happened there was they would cut the block off. No traffic. Everybody had to move their cars. Everybody was known ahead of time. Listen, this is the date. And they used to have like the block association, and whoever the president was of the block association would actually get a permit to shut the street down. Everybody was warned, ahead of time, whatever it was, weeks or whatever, that this is the date we're gonna have a block party. Everybody had to move their cars off the block, and the block would get cut off. No traffic. People would set up their tables out there. We would have the rides come. We would have bands playing. Everybody was out there barbecuing and bringing each other food and stuff. It was just awesome. It was exactly what it said, a party for the whole block and the whole neighborhood, because everybody came. You had friends come from here and there and this way and that way. And I actually worked on the Mr. Softy truck with Chip. And Chip, we used to bring the Mr. Softy truck around to the block parties too, It was awesome. Just hanging out on the stoops, was great. Nighttime, back then there really wasn't too many air conditioners around. So everybody used to hang out on the stoops, we'll have those box fans in the windows, And like I said, everybody just knew everybody. I mean, it was like a big family. It's like if you didn't know that person, somebody else knew that person. It was like just the games that were played out there too. I mean, we used to play stickball, two sewers, right? We played hockey in the street. We played stoop ball. We played Skelsy. We played Johnny on the Pony. Matter of fact, we played hockey. We used to play hockey on O'Brien Place between Nichols and Lincoln. Or it was between Lincoln and Autumn. Yeah, between Lincoln and Autumn on O'Brien Place, we used to play hockey. Because on Nichols, O'Brien, there used to be the little place there, the little like dairy farm. Matter of fact, we used to take the wooden, back then it was the wooden milk crates, and we used to build them up as the goal. We stick somebody in front of like 6 or 7, stack the milk cartons up high, stick somebody in front of there, was a goalie. We used to shoot at that. That was like on net. Matter of fact, we have a guy named Stephen Peters used to kind of goalie for us back then. But yeah, hockey on O'Brien Place was awesome. I actually even played hockey for the YMCA up in Highland Park, the Highland Park YMCA. They had a hockey team. Played hockey for them. A lot of guys from the neighborhood. and just hanging out. I mean, we used to hang out like all over the place. Nichols and Etna, used to hang out there all the time. There was Grant and Etna, used to hang out there all the time. Then there was the stairs on Elders Lane in Etna, the church stairs. We used to hang out over there. It was a fun time. It was like really, it was good times. It was good, clean fun. I mean, we were just hanging out as kids, you know, just enjoying life, you know. Matter of fact, right off of Jamaica Avenue, there used to be a taxidermist up there. A guy named JP, his family used to own that taxidermist. My brother used to hang out with him. He was my brother was like 10 years older than me. And they used to actually hang out on Elders Lane and Jamaica Avenue. And they were actually called the ELB, the Elders Lane Boys, right there by Frank and Kay Lane High School. So it's like everybody just hung out in corners, man, had a good time, you know. I remember the girls down on Nichols and that, and they used to get the music playing. They used to dance. They did something called the bus stop or something back then. It was crazy. I remember them trying to teach me. I was like, I'm not too good at that. But yeah, I used to do like the bus stop and things like that. And just like I say, the games we used to play, man, Johnny on a Pony, in Skelsey, you know, crazy things, kickball, stickball, all that kind of stuff, football in the street, the hockey. And also on the corner of Nichols and Etna, there was two delis. One was John Unger and one was John Smith's, which was awesome. Nice little delis. They used to get good sandwiches and stuff. You had Frank's Butcher over there on Etna. The dentist on the corner of Grant and Etna, the green door. And a lot of people went there. And school, I mean, most of us went to 171. Back then it was called PS 171, Public School 171. Well, then most of us went to Blessed Sacrament. And then there was Long's Ice Cream Parlor. The ice cream parlor we used to hang out in. A lot of people went there. A lot of people know that, Long's Ice Cream Parlor. Good times in there. Then as we got older, a little next door was Peach Bar, but that's a whole different story. That's when we got a little bit older. Hamburg Savings Bank over there on Crescent Street. Just the whole atmosphere of back then growing up and just enjoying each other. And, you know, these days the kids stay in the house a lot. You know, they don't get out and do the things that, you know, you could have done back then, you know. And just even, like I said, the schools. I went to 171, and back then we had a swimming team. We had a softball team. I played softball for them. I was on a swimming team. They had a gymnastics team. Then I graduated there. I went to Thomas Edison High School. They had a baseball team there, bowling team, all that kind of stuff, you know. Graduated from Thomas Edison. A lot of guys from the neighborhood went over there too. And matter of fact, Thomas Edison High School back then was actually an all-boys school. When I went there, first year I went there as a freshman, they actually, I think it was either 2 or 3 girls. Actually, it was the first time they ever let them in to be a co-ed school. And they graduated. They were pretty smart, those girls. But yeah, I mean, it was, I enjoyed growing up there. Anybody out there who grew up in a neighborhood back then at the time knew that it was, you know, an awesome place to grow up in. And also too, on Richmond Street, there was St. Andrew's Church down on Richmond Street. And actually went to the Boy Scouts and Cub Scouts there. And the funny thing is, I still today, and I'm going to share that with you, I have the uniforms from there. Yeah, let me share that with you. Check this out. Here it is. This one out here is the Cub Scout one. As you can see, New York City, Brooklyn. 196 was the pack number. And then underneath is the Boy Scout one. These are Boy Scouts. And this was the Cub Scouts, and this was, whenever you get older, and yeah, I was a patrol leader. Brooklyn, there it is. This was from St. Andrew's Church. Yeah, this was the Boy Scouts of America. I think we were the Mustangs. But yeah, the Cub Scouts and the Boy Scouts. I don't know what the difference is, Cub Scout and Boy Scouts. But yeah, St. Andrew's Church. Matter of fact, Bradley Wilkins was the troop leader. I think a lot of you might have known his brother, Raymond Wilkins, called the Moose. But yeah, just another thing in the neighborhood to do, man. Join the Boy Scouts, Cub Scouts, Boy Scouts, did some things with that. Actually played baseball for Blessed Sacrament. Played baseball for them in Highland Park. Then we traveled. Also played hockey for the Highland Park YMCA. So it was like I said, just growing up in that world was like, there was so many things to do. There was so many activities. There was so many friends, it was just like a big happy family, man. It was like crazy. It was crazy the people that you know. And I like to mention some of them. I mean, I've been thinking about it only because I want to mention people, but it's like if I leave some out, I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings. And like, you know what I'm saying? But there was just so many people. I mean, one good friend, a couple good friends of mine right now, John Delahanty. You guys know him as Dell back then. We still talk together. We still have a good relationship. We actually owned the boat together for a while. But me and him could sit down and tell some stories, me and that guy. We were together for a long time. Joe Emma. Joe Emma's another good guy. Still see him, still talk to him. And a lot of people just from the neighborhood that you still kind of like run into or hear about, and, the people from Nichols and Etna hanging out down there with them, That was awesome. That was younger. Grant and Etna, all those people over there. Then later on, we moved on to the square as we got a little bit older. We started hanging out the square. But just growing up in Cypress Hills, Brooklyn, I got to tell you, was a great time. There was good people. Till this day, like I say, I still on Facebook, whatever, still interact with a lot of people. And anybody who grew up in that time, in those days, and you know who you are, know the things that we did and the fun that we had. I mean, it was just awesome. It was great, I would love to go back, It's like one of those things where, you ever hear a song or you see a movie or somebody says something that brings you back to that time when you were a kid. I mean, it's freaking, it happens to me a lot, That's a lot with music. I listen to music, I hear a song, it brings me back to that time, It was great. I mean, it could also bring back bad memories, but we're talking about good memories today. But it was just good times back then. I really enjoyed it, The Church of Peace. I went to the Church of Peace back then, which was on Nichols and Ridgewood, which was you had to go to church when you're a kid, whether you liked it or not, you had to go, So many different things that we did, Crescent Street Bakery. Every Sunday after church, went to Crescent Street Bakery. You got to get those rolls and that crumb cake. It was awesome. And also there was a place called Maxwell's Bakery. It was down on Atlantic Avenue towards Pennsylvania Avenue. Just seemed like that was a place everybody went to get their birthday cakes, I'm sure they went other places, whatever, but that was like the big place, Maxwell's Bakery. I just remember every year for birthdays, we had to go there, whether it was my brothers, my sister, whatever, mine, and we get the cake, The pizzerias in the neighborhood, so many good ones, Everybody had their favorites, but they were all good. The little cafes. There was a Hess's Diner or Hess's Cafe. I forget what it was called. That was on the corner of Fulton and Nichols. Used to love to go down there, bacon, lettuce, and tomato on white toast with a little mayonnaise. Bacon, lettuce, tomato on white toast with mayonnaise and a chocolate egg cream. That was another thing too, the drinks and the food back then. Come on, guys. That was freaking awesome. Egg creams. I loved egg creams. Used to love to have them make the BLT with an egg cream. Used to go down to the Hesses. That was awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And I say in Longs, you know, to go there. We said it's funny, used to go there in Longs and hang out. And it was like, because we used to hang out too on Autumn Avenue over there. I had a couple of friends over in Autumn Avenue used to hang out with, Autumn right off of Fulton. And we used to walk over to Longs. And, you know, saying there, you had to, you know, Mr. Long said, you know, even though he knew you played baseball for him, whatever, you had to spend money. So we would buy like an order of well-done fries or a toasted English muffin with a toasted English muffin with cream cheese, you know, just something so we could hang out in there, you know, especially in the winter time. If we weren't hanging out in somebody's basement, you know, whatever. We used to hang out in Klink Klaus's basement all the time. Old Klink used to hang out in his basement a lot. He was over on Hemlock Street, you know. Like I said, there's so many names and stuff I could mention. And, you know, I mean, we were real young, 5, 6, 7 years old. You know, a couple of guys we had just hanging out because we couldn't go far was that Jeffrey Beck guy next to me, Tommy Marsman, Kevin Bastido, Johnny Cancel, Johnny Signorelli. Around the block was Frankie Heredia. It was just like, you know, it would go on and on. Like I say, the names are just like Freddie Ferriola, you know, they're all out there, these guys. It's all just, we used to hang out in Corn Nichols Etna with Eddie Hartman, you know, the good old sisters, Goody sisters, they were called Janet Goodo, Schubert, John Schubert, the Sherati sisters, you know, all down in Nichols and Etna, man. That's when we were young. And they say like Grant Avenue, you know, and we went with Grant and Etna over there. You know, it was, again, Frank Heredia, Dennis Clark, Larry, what his last name was, the Evolis, you know, Danny Evoli, Tyler, they called Richie Evoli, called him Tyler, you know, was Larry Higgins, all of those guys over there, man. John Perdue, rest in peace, you know. So many guys just hang out around. Like I say, I can keep going, mention names and names and names. You know, we're just not going to do that right now. Elaine Kelly, who's the admin on one of the Cypress Hills, you know, group. Bunch of them used to hang out all the time. I mentioned Eddie Hartman, sister Colleen. But yeah, guys, so that's it, man. That's it. Growing up in Cypress Hills, Brooklyn was awesome. A lot of things to do. We used to do a lot of things. We used to hang out in all different places and just have fun as a kid. And, you know, it's just memories. You know, a lot of things went on back there, and it was just like good times, you know, good, clean fun. And, you know, you think about it now, back then, when did it end? You know, when was that last time you were coming out to play with your friends before it was all over? When was the last time you seen everybody, you know? When did that end? Like, you know, where was the transition there? It was crazy, you know? Like I say, once we got older, we need a couple guys who started hanging out the square, you know, then it was Toots' backyard. And then it was like, you know, the Tri-Corner Deli. It was just crazy, you know? But again, guys, I appreciate you stopping by. Hope you enjoyed the story. If you're new here, definitely remember, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell icon. And thumbs up always helps. I appreciate it. If you want to leave your comments, I'll definitely get back to you, you know? I'll definitely get back to you. It was I kind of want to keep on talking about it because it was really it brings back memories again. I could picture everybody's faces. I picture everybody just hanging out. And I know I left a lot of stuff out, but you know, it's like I could just stay there for hours and hours, and it's just not, you know, feasible right now. But again, take care of yourself, stay safe, stay healthy. I'll see you next time. Take care. I'm out of here. So long.